Hey everyone, it's September 2nd, 2023. It is a lovely late afternoon here in Los Angeles. We still have our, what I like to call our English weather. It's not too cold, it's a tad humid. We're not prone to a lot of humidity here in Los Angeles, so that's always good. We also don't get because we don't have humidity, it's weird, we don't get hurricanes. So when we had a hurricane a couple weeks ago, that's when the end of times are here, I guess. So anyways, I'm having a great day. So I did pick up my friend Elliot. We did take his car to the shop, and then he came back. He did make me lunch, which thought was very nice of him. And now I am taking a stroll because I want to go to Starbucks. I want to get myself a nice hot chocolate because it's nice weather, but this way, if I walk, I can work off my lunch. So I decided today that because I have all these new followers from Tom at Life of Tom vlog, I thought I would take a moment to introduce myself to those of you who don't know me. Sorry, I'm walking, so I don't want to die. Hold on. Okay. So, I don't really know what you'll find interesting. I started vlogging because my friend was like, you should vlog because I think you have an interesting life and you always have great stories. But I think he wanted me to do it because my mother had passed away earlier this year, and I'm probably going through a midlife crisis, let's just be honest. So this is my way, I guess, of just dealing with it, and I get to make friends in the process. But a little bit about me. So Michael Coulombe, that's my name. That's how you say it. It's a French last name, which is why it's all vowels. I don't get it. I live in Los Angeles. I am 48 years old. I've been told I look younger, and we're going with that. I have a twin sister. She lives in the Midwest, so we do not live near each other. That is why everything in my life is changing. When my mother passed away, we moved my father closer to my sister because my sister's out there, and she has all the kids. So all the grandchildren are out there. And so we needed my father to move out there because I knew that it would be better for him because he had family out there. So, and now, let's see, what else? I am a filmmaker. I work in the film industry, and we are being greatly affected by the strike. I will tell you, and I've said this on most of my other blogs, it's a very important strike. I don't necessarily like it because work is slow, not just for me, for other people, but we do need it because the streaming companies are making tons and tons and tons of money, especially during the pandemic where all of us were sitting at home streaming movies, and they're just not paying fair wages and residuals and stuff, so we are fighting for that. It's very interesting for me because I have been making my transition from doing crew work into writing and directing more, and just as everything was about to launch, it stopped. So I guess this is my way of being creative, so to say. As for photography, I do photography, and I know I've talked about it over the last few days because I've had a few magazines published that I've been on the covers of. So if you do want to, I'd love for you guys to check out my photography. I do have a photography Instagram if you guys are just curious about what my photography looks like, and that's pics.by.michael, so pics.by, by.michael. But I do have photos on my website, and I can put the link in this before, just so you can get an idea of what my photos look like. I took a photography during the pandemic because I got bored sitting at home. And I do love traveling. It's one of my favorite pastimes, and I do travel a lot for work. And so in 2019, I had traveled to China twice and the Philippines, and then I was all over the U.S. I was flying back and forth because I was working on Yellowstone. Second unit on that TV show Yellowstone, and so I was flying from LA to Montana and then LA to Utah, back and forth constantly. And I was just I'm traveling a lot. I'm seeing all these beautiful places. I was out in Arizona. I was just all over the place. And at the time, my cell phone wasn't taking the greatest photos. I mean, they were taking fine photos. They just weren't. I was just seeing these like majestic landscapes and beautiful mountains and stuff, and I just wasn't taking the photos that I was happy with. So I bought a small low-end camera just to take better pictures as I was traveling. And right when my camera came in, the pandemic hit. So I did travel a few places. Like I went to Vegas, which is about 4 hours away from here. And then I went to, where did I go? I went to Mazatlan with a friend. We both have our birthdays in February. So I was able to take photos. But once we were on lockdown, we were just like relegated to like sitting at home and doing nothing. Which we were all doing. So I was like, all right, fine. I will take my camera and I will go out. And a friend of mine, my friend Candace, had asked me to take photos of her. And I was like, oh, Candace, I'm not a photographer. I just bought this camera. She's like, shut up, just take my pictures. And I was like, fine. So I met up with her and we took her photos. And she loved them. They were actually really, for somebody who never really done photography before, they were great photos. And so I had said, fine, I will keep doing it because I wanted to practice my camera more, mostly because I was traveling and I needed to learn how to use my camera. So photography was my way of sort of like trying to stay creative during the pandemic. Sorry, the street is noisy, I'm walking. But it was my way of staying creative during the pandemic. But it was also great because with a camera, I didn't have to be up in a person's face. And I could take photos and we could all feel comfortable, especially because they wouldn't be wearing a mask, you know, in front of the camera, but I could wear one behind it. So that's why photography was sort of like this random thing I fell into. I wasn't expecting on doing it. It was just something that I was doing to keep me, and I was also writing and stuff, and there was some work, but you know, it's like everything shut down. And so it was sort of like a way for me to stay creative. So that's why when I'm talking and I'm vlogging, I'm sometimes talking about filmmaking. And when I'm talking about filmmaking, it's crew work, and then it's going to be writing and directing. I'll try and be specific about it. But right now there isn't really a lot of anything because of the strikes. So there is some work. Like I said, there is a contract by SAG right now. They have what's called, it's an interim agreement, which means we can film. But because there's just not as much work as there normally is, we're not doing as much content. So it's a little bit harder and I'm working less. So I think this vlog, well, besides photography, this vlog gives me something to do. So you guys make my day better. Like ever since, I'm taking a break, ever since Tom found me and sending all of you over to me, I have been so like truly amazed at how wonderful, like you guys give like the best comments, and like I love talking to you guys. It's so much fun. So I was already having a good time vlogging, but as you saw from Tom's video, I was getting like 12 views over 3 days. But it's because I'm so new to vlogging. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So you know, give me feedback. Tell me if what I'm doing is right or wrong. I love the way Tom does his vlog, but I just am not at that caliber yet. I'm not sure, as I'm running through the day, to take the videos. I love the way he does his vlog. But what I think I'll do is I'll still do my daily vlog, but I'll try and do short videos and quips throughout the day when I can, so you guys get an idea of what I'm doing. So, or, you know, the people that I hang out with. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but I absolutely love horror movies. It's my favorite genre. When I do my own movies, I make horror movies. So, and I know a lot of people in the horror industry. So I attend a lot of horror conventions. And so I'm actually wearing a shirt right now from Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights, which, by the way, I'm supposed to be going to their employee preview night next week because my friend works there. So I am excited about that. That'll give me some videos. So that's kind of how I was planning on doing this channel. And today, really, all I've been doing besides when I helped my friend Elliot is I was just packing, because I love traveling, and there are so many national parks in this state. In the state of California, there's 35 national parks, and I think there's maybe 400 nationally, I don't know, including Alaska, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, Guam, the Virgin Islands, and America Samoa. That's where all the national parks are. And so my goal in life is to try and visit as many as I possibly can. But only because they're absolutely beautiful. And what I love about the national parks is just when you think you found the most beautiful place in like the state parks are like the most, I mean, they're just otherworldly sometimes. It's amazing how like beautiful, like they've really picked some of those beautiful places. So as a photographer and someone who likes to travel, the national parks are fun for me. I go and it's a nice way to spend the day, beautiful landscapes. And sometimes I meet some of the funnest people. So that is my goal. And there's one called the Sequoia National Park. It's about 4 hours from here. So it's about the same distance straight north, as where Vegas is kind of like, that's going to be my gym right there, by the way. I'm going to start training. But yeah, so that park is about 3.5, 4 hours. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to get up really, really early and go to the park and just enjoy it and take photos and hopefully take fun videos. But, and I'm just rambling now because I'm walking around the street, but I just wanted to stop and take a moment and actually introduce myself now that there's all these new people, and so you guys get a better idea of who I am. So hopefully I lighten your day just a little bit. That's what I hope. But I'm going to try and be as real as possible. Someone has said that they found my videos authentic, but that's really what I want. When my friend Ryan convinced me to do the vlog, I told him I didn't think I had anything interesting to say, but it's because I didn't think anybody would want to listen to me be vulnerable and my true self. But maybe that's just, I gotta have more confidence in that, so, and just being true to myself. Because I think that's important, especially in this sort of day and age where, you know, we kind of get lost in, people do social media, and on social media, you know, you hear there's two kinds of people, like there's our true selves and then there's our social media selves. And it's like on social media, you always try to put the best, like, oh, I'm doing this, but really, you know, it's like, you could be hurting inside. So this vlog for me is like my way of trying to just be true to myself. So, but anyways, I really appreciate you guys listening. I cannot tell you how much it truly means that you guys sit and listen to me ramble and talk about making movies and writing and photography and horror movies. So, but that's just me in a nutshell. So anyways, September 2nd, heading out first thing in the morning to go to this national park. So hopefully I'll have some beautiful, beautiful content for you guys tomorrow. Anyways, please leave amazing comments. I read all of them. I love them. And I will put a link just to my photography in case you guys are just curious at looking at it. Like I said, I'm still fairly new. I've been only doing it for about 3 years. So please be gentle. I mean, people like it, but I'm still very new. And I know there's a lot I have to learn. So I just know that I already know that. All right. Thank you, everybody.